All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises and all glory to
Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. We're the brothers from GMS Miami. I'm Brother Samak.
I'm your brother Zakaria.
Yeah, today we're going to go into how America is being revealed.
That's right.
All right, as a shameful, deceptive, all right, disgusting, place, man.
That's right.
Starting with its leadership, as well as the what they're doing to their own military.
Yep.
All right, and I'm going to play a news clip from CBS just to show that, this is a shame to America's glory.
Yep.
All right. And that's the title for this lesson, Shameful, Spewing on Your Glory, because, what's going on with this war. All right. There's a lot of controversy. All right. There's even soldiers speaking out against it. All right. You're also having the leadership within the military leaving. They're saying they're retiring or they're being, fired. All right. But there's more to it, man.
Right.
Because, you have this current administration that's being literally ran and governed by them JJs, the 1940s, them small hats, and they're doing what they're requesting them to do, what they're requiring them to do. Donald Trump pretty much works for the statehood of the JJs,
Right.
all right, as well as the Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, all right, who's a Christian Zionist by the way,
Right.
all right, so he's all into the whole, the state of the JJ project, all right, for those that know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bring out this scripture because again, everything's being revealed, because hey, this is the time, all right, for America, all right, to be seen as a wicked civilization, and it's going down. And the first thing that that everybody needs to see, all right, is that shameful spewing on its glory.
That's right.
You got it.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 16. And it says, Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
You see that? Let thy foreskin be uncovered. So everything is being revealed. All right. America's not as strong as they say they are. Iran was literally giving them belt to ass.
Right.
All right. All those military bases throughout the so-called Middle East, which is really West Asia, military bases in Kuwait, which I'm about to play a clip about, what happened, all right, to that area with the military base, in that country, military bases in Bahrain. I believe it's the Fifth Fleet is there, or is it in Qatar? I believe it's in Bahrain where the Fifth Fleet is at. All right, but you have military bases in Qatar, military bases in Saudi Arabia. They were all getting belt to ass by Iran.
That's right.
All right, where the military soldiers, and the CIA spooks had to literally, flee to these hotels, especially in the UAE, Dubai.
Right.
All right, that's why you saw a drone hitting a hotel, because that's where the military were hiding at. All right, because those bases were getting literally obliterated. That's the real obliteration. All right, by Iran.
That's right.
So we're gonna play. You got a little bit more on that?
Yeah,
bring that. Yeah.
It says, this book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 16, it says, Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
That's right. Shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. You could also bring out Isaiah chapter 47, starting at the top.
Got that.
All right? Because, hey, we're in a time where America's going down, is being revealed that it's going down. All right? And now I'm going to play this because this confirms that America is losing everything, man, even in these wars. So let's play and get ready for a draft. It's coming.
That's right.
All right? So we're going to play. This is from CBS Morning, and they're interviewing a soldier, all right, who was attacked by the Iranian missiles in Kuwait when the war broke out. So let's play this. Check this out.
Now to a CBS News exclusive with a soldier who survived the deadliest Iranian attack on Americans since the war began. We are seeing the aftermath here for the very first time. It happened at a command post in Kuwait on the very first day of the war. 6 people died at that time, and that soldier spoke to our own Jonah Kaplan. He says that Army leadership knew the attack was possible, but failed to prepare for it. So we agreed to hide his identity because...
So basically, the U.S. military said, fuck their soldiers.
Right.
All right? Because they didn't prepare for this attack in Kuwait.
Right.
All right? So you're seeing, that's why, if you hold on deck, there's division. Isaiah. You're gonna see a civil war because it's once I'm
gonna get it in the NLT.
Because once you see the military start infighting amongst each other because of stuff like this,
right.
All right, is game time, man. All right, that's that shameful spewing on your glory. See, America's going down. That's why we're telling our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, all right, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, it's high time to wake up out of sleep. All right, you need to remove yourself from trusting in this broken reed, which is America, spiritually Egypt.
That's right.
This place is cooked, man.
It's done.
So we're gonna play a little bit. Bring out the Civil War.
Okay.
Because this is confirming that, hey man, a civil war is coming. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Yep. This book of Mark, chapter 3, in verse 24. I'm reading the KJV in the NLT. It says, Mark chapter 3, verse 24. It says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So the kingdom, if you fighting against, all right, you supposed to live together, all right, but y'all fighting, that kingdom's going to eventually fall, man. Just like our kingdom fell.
Yep.
All right. After King Solomon, all right, the kingdom was split into 2. Rehoboam, he took the southern kingdom, and Jeroboam, he took the northern kingdom, man. We was in the northern kingdom, they came over here to the western hemisphere, man.
Yep.
But it's Mark chapter 3, verse 24 in the NLT. It says, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse.
You see that? Will collapse.
Will collapse.
Okay. Shoot, look at this title. Failure in leadership. U.S. soldier hurt in Iran attack says leadership could have done more. All right. So, yeah, man. All right. This is why they had to institute that automated selective service system, a.k.a. the draft.
Right.
And it becomes operational December of 2026. So why so soon? Why so quickly? All right. And then you have mainstream and talk about, oh, this has nothing to do with the war in Iran. Bullshit. Right. Has everything to do with it. All right. And that war has not stopped. Don't let this ceasefire fool you. All right. Pattern recognition. Those that claim to have a high IQ. All right. What other conflicts had so-called ceasefires and they were always broken? The war in Ukraine between Russia and the Ukrainian military. Yep. All right. And of course, Hamas and them JJs in Gaza. All right. All right. And so these ceasefires always happen and they always get broken. All right. Pattern recognition. All right. If you claim to have a high IQ. All right. So let's keep playing.
Speaking without the military's permission.
Check this.
There was almost nothing left. Only charred debris from this outpost in Kuwait for the Army's 103rd Sustainment Command. This is the first time any evidence of the damage on the ground has been shown publicly.
Everything shook, and it's something like what you see in the movies. You know, everything, your ears are ringing. You know, there's dust and smoke everywhere.
This U.S. soldier was part of a crew of about 60 troops stationed at the installation, tasked with managing the movement of equipment, munitions, and personnel across the Middle East. We are putting you in shadow, but there's still a risk for you speaking that you could be identified. Why do you want to take that chance?
For me, I think telling the truth is important.
His unit's leadership ordered them to move to the post ahead of the war. And he says they did that despite intelligence showing it was on a list of potential Iranian drone targets.
So, hold on. So essentially they were a sacrifice.
Right.
All right. They moved them to this post, even though intelligence say this is not a good idea. All right. So what was this? This was a sacrifice.
Right.
All right. To their these elites. Okay. Their gods, you know, like Baal and Molech. All right. Yeah. All right. U.S. soldiers are good sacrifice, okay, offerings to their false gods, man. You know, to their deities.
Right.
Okay. Just like these little kids on the Epstein files. Okay. All right, but you got something. Bring it up.
This is book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So a wise man, he's gonna instruct his people in the right way. He's not gonna set you up to get destroyed, man. That's like Esau. He's a wicked ruler. Sorry, with Nero Trump, man.
Yep.
It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, so are all they that dwell therein. And his millets from the military on down to the Congress, all of them, they all worship Satan. They all demons, man, whether they red or blue, man.
Yep.
All right, and they just like Trump ass, man. It's just like those small hatters, man, that controls him. It says, this is the point right here, verse 3, it says, a unwise king destroyed his people.
You see that?
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So the point was, a unwise king destroyed his people, man. Y'all, he destroying y'all on purpose, man.
Yep, it was done on purpose, deliberate.
Right.
Okay, that's that shameful spewing on your glory, man. Okay, it goes to show you that, all right, the American leadership don't give a fuck about, all right, their soldiers. So how much do they care about you citizens?
Right.
Yeah, but you're gonna go out and vote, all right, for the next, okay, for these midterm elections, all right, because these people are idiots. They're wicked, all right. So you get a wicked judgment. All right, it's at this point, anybody who's considering to go out and vote, all right, you deserve to get what you get, man, because you are completely oblivious to what's going on, man. Oblivious, that's that word, not $100 word. All right, okay, you're a moron to what's going on. All right, let's keep going. Watch what he says. It's a little bit more, and we'll finish up with some precepts and then close out, man.
Closer to Iran, to
All right, let's start for a little bit more, just so that we get context.
Did that despite intelligence showing it was on a list of potential Iranian drone targets.
we moved closer to Iran, to a deeply unsafe area that was a known target.
So what was the reason that you were told for why you needed to be there?
I don't think there was a good reason ever articulated.
The attack was Iran's deadliest strike against the U.S. in 5 weeks of war, killing 6 American soldiers and injuring dozens more. Were these deaths preventable?
In my opinion, absolutely yes.
Something else the soldier
See
wanted
that?
to share.
That's what I wanted to bring out. Yes, so it was done deliberately to kill these soldiers, man. All right, and that's why he's coming out and he's trying to hide, but they're gonna find out. The JJs, the 1940 small the Mossad, and the CIA. All right, they know exactly who this is, and when the time comes, all right, you already know they're gonna get rid of his ass. All right. So, hey, for all you military personnel that watch our lessons, man, all right, you got to understand the situation you're in. And it's really to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos in America that's stuck in that military, okay, BS institution, man. It's high time for you to get out. Just say, go AWOL, say, I have a religious, okay, belief. I don't want to participate. And say, if you got to go do some time at Fort Leavenworth, because that's where they usually put the soldiers that are not behaving or going AWOL, then hey, at the end of the day, all right, put your faith in the Lord and watch how the Lord will make moves.
That's right.
He could get you out of those prisons. He did that with Paul.
Yep.
He did that with Peter. Peter was Peter. Yep, Peter
Paul too. Yeah,
and
Peter.
Paul. You're right. I believe it was Paul and Peter from my memory. Just double check.
Definitely Peter.
All right. Did an angel?
Paul. I think Paul too, because he said,
Yeah.
It was like we all good.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it was Peter. Yeah. Then it was Peter. Just want to double check. No, it was an angel. Paul and Silas were freed by a miraculous earthquake. It was Peter. Yeah. So correction. It was Peter that was released by an angel from prison, and Paul and Silas were free because an earthquake shook the prison, which opened up the doors and loosened the chains, rather than an angel. However, an angel can do earthquakes because the angels are working for the Lord.
Right.
See, because we know the scriptures.
Right.
So so hey, at the end of the day, all right. Point is, Gwadi al-Bashim al-Shai, for allowing us to get that insight, to know that the angels are moving on his behalf. They're the ones that cause earthquakes. They're the ones that shake things up on the earth. So literally shake things up on the earth. So, but yeah, but the point is, the Lord can easily get you to escape the prison, man. Easily. So, that's why, get the hell out the military if you can. All right. And yeah, it is what it is, man. Okay. And because at the end of the day, this war is not going to stop.
Right.
But at the point, if you're in the military in 2026, you're gone, bro.
You're a bug out.
You're gone. All this, there's been numerous of information to let you know that these wars, okay, are bankers' wars. So it's you're just being a rebel, all right? Because you're trying to take the easy way out.
Yeah. You want to get that Charger in a little house.
Yep, the Charger in the house.
In the Camaro.
Okay. Right.
You want the Isaiah 47?
Yeah.
This book Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon."
Meaning sit in confusion. Dust represents confusion.
Yep.
All right? And you people are confused. Just for what I just showed you. What do you have? That's confusion. Like, damn.
Yeah.
This soldier's risking his neck saying, yo, they put us in harm's way on purpose.
Yeah.
All right? More confusion, man.
Right.
That's that shameful spewing on your glory, man.
Yeah, he probably voted for Trump too.
Yeah. He was at Die Hard MAGA, not anymore.
Yeah, he's like,
he ain't wearing that fucking hat.
He's like F the US.
Yep.
It says, come, Isaiah 47 verse 1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground, there is no throne." And they said America's the virgin daughter of Babylon because this place hasn't been touched. It's like a virgin has been touched. Like on a major war hasn't took place, on this U.S. soil like that, man.
Yep.
It says, "There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Verse 2, it says, "Take the millstones and grind mills like it. Uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers."
Right, and we're in that time where everything's being revealed. All right, America's being exposed as a wicked, satanic, all right, sacrificial place. It's clearly evident they want to sacrifice those soldiers, just like they sacrificed those children on the Epstein regime, the Epstein files, because this place is being ran by the Epstein regime. Okay.
Witches and warlocks.
Witches and warlocks, man. This is a fact, man.
Right.
All right. All you people talking about America's a Christian nation, you out of your mind, man. This is Satan's playground.
Right.
Satan lives here, man. The physical counterpart of Satan are these Edomites, and they worship the spiritual demon Satan.
Right.
Okay.
You can talk about in the book of Job the sins of thy youth, because your founding fathers was damn witches and warlocks.
Yeah,
man.
they were Freemasons. Okay, Benjamin Franklin was part of Hellfire Club, but they were Christians? The fuck out of here, man. They were all into, left-hand worship, left-hand magic. A cult. Okay? Teachings.
Yeah. Is Isaiah 47 verse 3, it says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen."
There's the point. Thy shame shall be seen. This is shame, man. In fact, I want to look up the Hebrew word for thy shame. Okay, it's charapa. Get some Hebrew. A reproach, a scorn, a taunt, a scorn. Yeah. And we're doing it. We're the one taunting. We're the one scorning. Okay, reproach resting upon a condition of shame, disgrace. Right, disgrace. All right, a disgrace. Yeah, you're a fucking disgrace, man.
Yeah.
That's that shame. Yeah. Yep.
It's Isaiah 47 verse 3 again. It says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I would take vengeance, and I would not meet thee as a man." So our Lord Yahushua coming back, he said he's not going to meet you as a man. He's coming back with full power and full glory, man. All right, but before the Lord returns, you had your nakedness had to be seen, man.
Yep.
Your shame throughout the four corners of earth had to be seen before the Lord comes back and take you devils down, man.
That's right. Right. I just want to bring this out. Jeremiah chapter 46, verse 11. "Go up into Gilad and take bond, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt." That's another thing. This place is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. All right, but I want to focus on virgin. Like you said, it hasn't been touched. "In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured." Right. Here it is with this war. it goes to show you that America was being reactive to everything Iran was doing, and they still failed. Now they're going over there, okay, to Pakistan, all right, to do some a 10-point negotiation that Iran told America that you need to follow, all right, or we're going to keep dropping missiles. And Iran told America, in order for us to have this negotiation, you have to lift the sanctions and you have to stop. You have to tell them JJs to stop bombing Lebanon. All right. So it goes to show you that America is losing on all fronts. Negotiation. Okay. The war. All right. Meaning this place can't be healed. All right. Oh, your allies. NATO. Yo, check this shit out. Okay. NATO allies. I just typed in NATO allies, no airfield use. As of April 2026, several NATO allies have denied the U.S. use of airfields and airspace for operations against Iran, highlighting a significant rift in the alliance. Right, NATO's breaking apart. Yeah. All right, the beast shall eat the whore. Spain, Italy, and France. France has nuclear weapons, have restricted military access, citing concerns over the conflict's legality and aiming to avoid regional escalation. Right, because the thing is, America went on this war, all right, on behalf of them JJs without even talking to Europe.
Right.
Europe, they didn't talk to France. They didn't talk to the NATO allies like, yo, okay, we want to go into this war. Would you assist us? They did their own shit. So the NATO members are like, why the fuck, okay, should we back you and help you in this war? You did this shit on your own.
Right.
We don't want no deals with this. You're doing your own thing. Yeah, you know, we're supposed to be partners, but you out here helping out them JJs.
Right, you in the mob and you supposed to cold and on and now you gonna hit some random dude, but he's like he got like power.
Exactly.
nah, we gotta get in this war.
Exactly. You know? And that was a thing, and that whole situation, all right, was to try to force NATO allies to get into this war, you know, with the whole Strait of Hormuz. But, you know, the NATO allies are like, no, we're not doing that. We're not starting shit with Iran. Okay, that Strait of Hormuz, no, we're not participating. We're not sending our military there. Hell to the F no. Okay, and oh, by the way, Iran has full autonomy over the Strait of Hormuz. They're calling the shots. You got to pay a toll now in crypto. Interesting.
Right.
Where's that leading to?
The chip.
Yep, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. So yeah, man.
Yep. Got one more. Unless you have something else.
No, that was it, man. This place can't be held. Shameful, spewing out his glory. Yep.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 1. It says, woe, meaning death and destruction, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. So America, you know, they go over and spoil people, all right, while they're not getting spoiled, man. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and deal treacherously, and they deal not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's what we seeing, man. These other nations, all right, America is trying to be that big bad bully, but now they want to have peace talk. Now it's like, now they want to be all friendly. They're like, no, man, we ain't being friendly. We gotta give you that same energy plus more, man.
Exactly.
Y'all say, oh, we don't want to spoil no more. Let's have peace agreements. Nah, he's like, hell no, we gotta put that pressure on your ass, man.
Yep, Iran ain't falling for this shit. Iran just like, okay, you want to do these little negotiations? We still got our button on the trigger.
Right.
All right. We still got our the choke point of the Strait of Hormuz. All right. Iran holds the cards, plain and simple. Yep. Okay. So America is taking L's left and right. That's that shameful spewing on your glory. Yep. All right. So because again, Iran knows not to trust America. Okay, at all. America hit Iran twice in the middle of peace negotiations. The fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
All right. That's like that. You know. If Iran's gonna do this shit again, it's like, nah, you know, now you playing stupid.
What did Bush say?
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, you can't fool me again. That's exactly how Iran's like, fuck this shit. So they holding the cards. That's why you got America, what the fuck is his name? That clown, Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff, and Vice President J.D. Vance, all going to Pakistan. To the capital, was it Islamabad? How you fucking pronounce that shit? Pakistan. Istama. It's what's the capital? What is the capital? It's a capital of Pakistan. There we go. Pull it up. It's Islamabad. Yeah, Islamabad. Yeah. So you got the, American politicians, okay, going over there to Pakistan. All right, going to a Islamic country, man. That they're all into that Islam shit.
Yeah.
All right. And what's so spiritual about this? Pakistan are Elamites.
Right.
Okay, so they are brothers to Iran because Iran are Elamites.
Right.
All right, and they're all united on this Muslim Islam shit. So you already know what side they're on.
Right.
Okay, so it ain't looking good, man. Shameful, spilling on your glory, goofy.
Right. In Pakistan, I think they got nukes too.
Yeah, Pakistan got the nuki. To blow. Hey, Pakistan ain't fucking playing. Pakistan want to rock them JJs, bro. All right, Pakistan cannot stand them JJs. But hey, this is the time, man. Y'all, hey, you Edomites, you so-called white people, you're catching L's left and right. You know, this is your judgment. Shameful, spewing on your glory.
That's right.
You got anything else to say?
Nah, that's it, brother.
And with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. So the futures that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray to your head cover. Shalom.
Shalom.